Okay, people, I need to talk about this great man who has become the 45th President of the United States. President Trump is truly turning out to be as good as his word. He is just achieving so much for America and for the world. And what I find really, truly shocking is how appalling and biased the media, the world media, is against President Trump. It's just like nothing I've ever known in my entire life. And this man who deserves huge amount of respect for what he's achieved and what he's achieving, and especially what he's doing in the 6 months that he's been in office. I, I'm almost speechless at the level of hatred and derision and negativity that's being directed at him totally unjustifiably. You know, if people would listen to his speeches, listen to what he says, look at the work he's doing. He's working all the hours God gave. He's donating his salary to charity. And yeah, so he's super rich, and there's probably a lot of people would think, so what? So he gives his salary to charity. He can afford it. But Obama wasn't poor. The Bushes certainly weren't poor, and yet they took a salary, But President Trump, he's working for America, for the people, and he has to take $1 in salary legally. But what he sacrificed to become our president is just incredible, and yet he's getting absolutely zero credit by the biased globalist elitist media. And I suppose I can understand, well, I can't understand, I really can't understand how decent democratic Western people can have the attitude, the disgusting attitude that they have. And what I see, especially, I mean, CNN is a joke. It's a very, very bad joke. It's very sinister, very well, actually, I could see Saul Alinsky influence totally throughout the media and through the Democratic Party. It's just been taken over by a very sinister agenda, a sinister globalist people. And just, it's all lovely and good for people to say, oh, it's one world, and why should we have borders, and everybody deserves to be wherever they want to be. And in an ideal world, if everybody was peaceful, sure, yeah, bring it on, let people go wherever they want to go. But the problem is, what we're finding is that there are very different people in very different parts of the world. And at the moment, there's a huge evil being spread like a cancer throughout the Western world. And despite the evil, the death, the violence, the destruction that is being inflicted on the Europeans and in America and in Africa, anywhere where Islam has spread its tentacles, despite everything, unbelievably, illogically, the left, the liberals, whatever the liberal, I mean, liberal doesn't mean anything anymore. The anarchist types, the so-called feminists, I mean, nothing is making sense. Everybody who should be against Islam, against the ideology, because it's an ideology, it's not a religion, it's total ideology. Anybody who technically on paper should be absolutely dead against Islam and everything it stands for, which is subjugation of women, misogyny basically, no human rights whatsoever, total patriarchy and pedophilia and pretty much everything that one would just be horrified by. Somehow it's become acceptable, or I don't know. Sometimes I'm lost for words to be even able to explain what is going on, because none of it is making any sense. And it is as if the world has tipped off its axis and everybody's gone a little bit loopy, been drinking the stupid juice, and what used to be considered as good and honourable is now considered bad, evil, and dishonourable. Obviously, it's vice versa. Anything that was once frowned upon and totally uncivilized, unacceptable behaviour now seems to be okay. And I really worry for the future. I used to worry just for the next generations to come, but I've actually now realized that I have to worry. The world is now so much more hostile. Really, Islam is pervading throughout, and it's within, especially in the last, since 2011, since the Arab Spring, well, it should be the Arab Winter, it should be called, or the Arab Darkness. The level of violence and barbarity that has been inflicted on our societies is just mind-blowing. And it's now, there was a time when the horror started, the bombings, the stabbings, now I'll refer to vehicle slaughter, vehicle violence, used to make the news and have people be horrified. But now, I mean, there's been several vehicle attacks just in the last, well, I've heard of, I know there was one in South Dakota yesterday, and there was a chainsaw attack in Switzerland yesterday. Multiple people were attacked by, obviously it is a Muslim, because that is what it is, that's what they're doing. And the vehicle attack was obviously Islamic related. No, I haven't heard anything mentioned on the news. I heard yesterday something about a car hitting people, but of course Islam was not mentioned, because the media don't mention Islam. The authorities don't want to admit that there's this that Islam is the problem. No other religion. I mean, I'm not calling it a religion. I refuse flatly. It's an ideology. It's a death cult, and what I thought of as intelligent, sane, and normal people are either in denial, don't want to face the truth, or just I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand it. One iota. And President Trump is the only world leader that is standing up, speaking out against it, and he is being fought by tooth and nail by these liberal judges, leftists, just complete and utter. I just say I'm lost for words. He wants to protect America. He wants to protect the world. He's got ISIS on the run, and instead of getting any recognition and at all, nothing. Zippity-doo-dah. Crickets, condemnation. Is disgusting. More later.